All right, we are getting into a pretty cool video. We're going to react to some 1940s retro commercials. So some of the earliest forms of enticement and marketing.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Let's get into that.
Now you sit right down here. And don't you touch anything.
All right, Mama.
She sits very properly there, you know.
Oh yeah, you got smacked if you didn't do what you were told.
Yeah,
in
right.
The 40s.
Yeah.
Hello, Mary. Why, what's the matter?
Nothing. I'm just sitting here waiting for my mother.
How about a bottle of Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola, right?
Coca-Cola.
I won't get into it too much, but if anybody like Coca-Cola still to this day uses real coca leaves, there was real cocaine in the Coca-Cola at this very time. So this was before the Drug Administration. They tier 1'd a lot of the drugs that are now Ronald Reagan and Dare and all this, whatever. Back then, this was the real deal. And these people, these housewives were drinking this and they were getting lit. And they were offering it to a kid.
Yeah, when you think about it too, it's interesting because there was a time when Coca-Cola was actually a pharmaceutical. It was, you know, sold in pharmacies.
Yes.
Kind of treated it like that, and yet here we are. Little Mary here is about to take a sip, and
yep. And
given
still,
that fact, I'm a little uneasy about it.
Still to this day, Coca-Cola has the right to have real coca plants that they have in the United States of America because they need the leaves to create Coca-Cola. So it is still a part of the process. They legally can do it because they have a lot of money. Coca-Cola, this is the origins of Coca-Cola, basically, being marketed.
Thank you, Mr. Tompkins.
And look at that. Still got the same logo. They never changed it.
Right? Yeah.
You know? Look at that. And that was probably that red. That's Coca-Cola red. But back then, they weren't even marketing the red because you couldn't see it. It was black and white.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they were in person. They probably. Not on camera. All right. That was
Glass
it.
bottles, too.
That was it. That was the whole commercial.
That was it, man.
All right, so what do we got? Band-Aid, still a thing today.
Oh, Band-Aid.
Band-Aid.
Oh, look at this.
You know, it's crazy if you think about it because, like, you know, when people would say, I'm going to go Xerox something, but Xerox was the company. Well,
yep.
Band-Aid is the name of the product.
It's true.
So that's wild when your product becomes it, you know?
Yeah, right?
You're like, get me a Band-Aid. And people who make Band-Aids aren't this company. There's so many other companies that make it.
Other bandages, but they're not necessarily the Band-Aid brand. Yeah, but that becomes it, or Xerox.
It's interesting when you can look at the empirical data or, you know, like and see the process of the culture and the way it's still to this day is still in there. Yeah. You know, it's interesting.
That's true.
Look, here is the new Band-Aid plastic strip with new Super Stick. It sticks better than any other bandage. The proof?
Super Stick.
Take a dry egg at room temperature. Touch the egg with any other bandage. Brand X, brand Y, brand Z. Not one sticks. But a Band-Aid plastic strip with new Super Stick sticks tight instantly. Watch it again in slow motion.
They do stick pretty tight. You ever miss it and get the two sticky parts together?
Oh. Yeah,
the Band-Aid's never the same. You have to go get a rest.
It's over at that point.
You need a new one.
It's done. It's true. You can't really unstick it.
Yeah. It'll be like, it won't be perfect. You know, you're like, that's why you got to get other people to do it.
This in slow
no
motion
pressure,
too.
yet we can lift the egg, even boil it. And the Band-Aid plastic strip never comes loose.
Wow.
Maybe you don't want to broil eggs this way, but you do want the extra protection of Band-Aid plastic strips. They take better care of little cuts and scratches. They stay put.
Yes,
wow.
Even in...
You know, another thing that is interesting is there's no music to these commercials.
Hey, you're right.
Yep.
You're right.
It's just a straight commercial.
Hot
Yeah,
soapy
just
dishwater.
talking.
Neat, flesh-colored, almost invisible. Band-Aid plastic strips with new Super Stick stick better than any other bandage. Made only by Johnson & Johnson, the most trusted.
Johnson & Johnson. I actually know a person who knows a person who works for Johnson & Johnson, and they were such a multi-billion-dollar company. They make a lot of money. They own a lot of stuff. A lot of you'd be surprised.
They're huge. Yeah.
Huge.
Name in surgical dressings. Be sure you get Band-Aid plastic strips.
All right.
Will do.
Baseball and shaving. Gillette.
Here we go.
It's crazy. Gillette is still a juggernaut to this day, and they have a Gillette Stadium where football is played. That's crazy.
That's
still,
right.
Still here.
Pee-wee Reese has a way with Dodger rookies
best a
or
man can
Sandlot
get.
youngsters. Pee-wee, you do a lot of work with boys. Not work.
Pee-wee, you do a lot of work with boys.
Man. Okay, that sentence obviously did not age well, though. I don't blame them at the time.
That's why I love going back and watching these. It was a
right.
simpler time, Not everybody got so butthurt over a word.
Not work, Al. I like baseball and kids. I enjoy Al. I like.
He likes baseball and kids.
Nice. It's not work, Al.
I'm sorry, I gotta go back to the beginning.
Away with Dodger rookies or Sandlot youngsters. Pee-wee, you do a lot of work with boys.
Not work, Al. I like baseball and kids. I enjoy helping teenagers start right.
Oh, that's around shaving age, and you give them pointers on personal appearance, too?
Yes, a boy has more.
I want to bring back the word pointer. It was popular. Give them pointers.
Pointers, right.
Yeah.
Give them pointers.
I'm gonna start giving my son pointers. I'm gonna start thinking about that. I know I'm joking, but I mean it.
For self-respect when he's clean shaved. I tell him to use a Gillette razor, Al.
You said it. The Gillette Super Speed Razor. And
Boy
today there
Campanella.
are 3. Light for sensitive skin and most younger men. Regular for average skin and beard.
Not Don Zimmer. Not Don
Interesting.
Zimmer.
Heavy for men who like
Pee Wee Reese.
Pee-wee Reese.
He was probably a notable person back then.
the heft and feel of a heavier razor. Each is different, precisely.
I still to this day use razors just like that. That's how I shave. I don't
You
buy
use like that kind.
Yeah, I don't get the disposables. I like those, and it's a lot cheaper. I'm not even kidding. So I'll just tell this because it's interesting. So I bought one of these things about 10 years ago, and I have the razors that go in there. I think I paid for 100 razors. Like 8 years ago, I paid like $12. I still use those razors to this day.
I've heard that too. Yeah, that they're that good. They'll last.
But
I
only
I
spent.
actually get the Chic Mach 5 or
Of course.
whatever, the Gillette Mach 5s and stuff. But yeah, they're actually cheaper.
I only spent $12 on 100 razors, and I still use those 100 razors like 8 years later for $12.
That's amazing. That is
So
amazing.
anybody who shaves, I highly recommend buying one of these and then buying the razor blades. They're so cheap, and you will save yourself probably $1,000 in 5 years. You'll easily save $500.
Yeah.
Like, how much are those Mach 5s?
Oh, they're expensive.
They're expensive.
They've gotten the blades, at least they've gotten worse. Like $30 to get a pack of 3. Now compare that to $12 for a pack of say 100.
Yeah, I might have paid less.
That'll still last 8 years later.
I'm not even kidding. I might, if I really think about it, they were so inexpensive, and they're like these dookie little packets, and I just pull them out, and I just put it in this thing. Anybody wants to save money, go this route.
Engineer.
You can beat the dollar
One has the right blade edge exposure, edge angle, and weight to shave you in a breeze.
Oh, look at that.
Comfortable, good-looking shaves. You may.
Gillette figured it out because this way you save so much money. That's why they started coming out with all these fancy things, and the price points were so much higher. They're smart, man. They're
Never
smart.
had before, and convenient. You change blades and rinse clean. So
That's exactly what I do.
choose your Gillette Super Speed Razor. $1.29 with Gillette Blue Blade dispenser and handy travel case.
Wow.
Oh, hey.
The whole
With
package.
the travel case.
Wow.
Yeah.
No
Look at that.
kidding. Awesome. That was cool. That was
very cool.
Everybody needs energy.
All right, so we got energy packed bread, Sunbeam bread. I don't think
Sunbeam bread.
I've never heard of this.
Energy packed Sunbeam bread. Yes, it's all aboard for fun in the park. But Junior hasn't got energy enough for fun. He'd sure like to ride that horse. Hey,
The audio's bad on this one. It's mono.
You're right.
Yeah, it's not good.
what's this? An energy packed Sunbeam sandwich. You bet every
Okay.
delicious slice of Sunbeam bread sure does pack a big energy wallop. There's nothing like...
I don't. I'm skipping. You want to see the rest of this one? I'm skipping.
Oh,
this
we
one.
can skip it.
All right,
Yeah.
so Sunbeam bread.
You know, bread gives you energy. Cool.
Magic oval. All right, so these are tissues.
Interesting. Okay. Oh.
There's no other box of facial tissues like this. Scotty's new Magic Oval box. Only Scotty's give you tissues that float up
Scotties are still a thing, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
gently, one at a time, and come
Oh,
out
look
in
at
neat
that.
handfuls too, because there's a Magic Oval inside every new Scotty's box.
This is such a common thing. It's still here to this
know.
day. It's not. It didn't go anywhere. There's so many
It's-
versions of it. They have aloe in it. Like this was really a good idea. It's still
Yeah.
here.
Here they're plugging the Magic Oval.
Yeah.
Here, which.
And you know when you reach in
something.
there, you never get just one. You get like 5. You know.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah,
think-
yeah, it never works out.
I think they do that on purpose, to be honest.
Only Scotty's
Yeah,
Magic
yeah, I bet they
Oval
do.
can give you tissues that float up, smooth and easy. No tugging, no tearing, no extra tissues tagging along. And Scotty's Magic
I wonder if there were no extra tissues that would tag along, because I'm convinced that they made it that they would later on, so you would go
I
through
agree
more.
with you. I agree with you 100% because it makes you have to buy more tissues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if that one was like one by one.
They've sealed away the secrets of the Magic Oval.
You know, a lot of times when I live my life and I look at the past, I feel like I'm just a commodity and a product to so many of these companies that
yeah,
are
I
still
know.
here to this day that are worth like multi-billion dollars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
I feel like
right?
such a like cattle.
Oval does
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
more. It lets you reach in for tissues by the handful, all neatly
Oh.
folded, just right for pocket or purse.
Oh,
Scotty's
man.
new Magic Oval box is pretty too.
Magic Oval was new.
Magic Oval.
It was being presented. You know, it was like, look at
Right.
this idea. That's crazy. So
I
this
like how
is
they're
the,
talking about the box too, almost more than the tissue itself.
well,
which
sure.
is
This
interesting.
was a packaged product, which was
Yeah.
in the 40s. This was, I don't know if these really are all from the 40s, but they look pretty old.
Yeah, they do.
So I'd say a little less than 100 years ago. 80 to 100 years ago is when a lot of these videos probably were out.
So
This isn't
insane.
too long ago. I mean, like, it's not that long ago.
Yeah,
And inside, soft, strong, sneeze-proof Scotties. Remember, for tissues that float up smoothly and come out in neatly folded handfuls.
Again with the neatly folded. All right.
yeah, the neatly folded handfills. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got. Oh, a smoking ad. You'll never see these now.
Oh, this is
You know,
gonna be
if you-
great.
Oh, great. Look at this. Doctors
Yes.
love smoking.
Yes. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's
What-
a commercial that also did not age well.
What are they selling? What are they doing to us now that would just seem so absurd in 50 years? I think it's the plastic. The way we all eat out of plastic and everything's in plastic, I think it's just as
Yeah,
bad.
That's,
Like,
that's another issue, right?
so once you
Yeah.
get away from it, they'll be like, God, it was everywhere.
If you were to follow a busy doctor as he makes his daily round of calls, you'd find yourself having a mighty busy time
making
keeping
his
up with him.
daily round of calls.
Time out for
Yeah, there were a lot of house doctors back in the day. That's,
Yeah,
that's how you
right.
did it. Europe still has house doctors. That's cool.
Any
That's-
man of
that's
medicine
true,
usually
yeah.
means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette. And because they know what a pleasure it is to smoke a mild,
That's a doctor smoking
This is
in his
great.
office with a woman in her nurse outfit.
Right? Yeah, yeah, exactly.
When men were men.
tasteless
So many
cigarette,
levels.
they're particular about the brand they choose. In a repeated
darn right.
national survey, doctors in all
Everybody smoked. Everyone smoked. And it still went on hardcore. Even in the 80s was huge.
Oh yeah.
Now I noticed I was out somewhere not that long ago. It was like, I went to an event. It was like the town event or whatever, the day,
Right.
the town's day.
Yeah.
And I noticed that no one was smoking. Nobody.
Yeah, yeah, you know you're right.
And there was easily 500 people there, and nobody had a cigarette.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Hold on. Are you there?
Oh yes, sir.
All right. I think we had a little glitch there. Let's move on.
I think so, too.
branches of medicine,
Yes.
doctors in all parts of the country were asked,
All
"What
branches
cigarette
of
do
medicine.
you smoke, doctor?"
What a question. What cigarettes do you smoke, doctor?
This is great. What cigarette do you smoke, Doug?
Once again, the brand named most was Camel. Yes,
Oh.
according
Camel,
to this repeated
okay.
nationwide survey,
Have some pretty great marketing. I think they used to have some cool stuff, some cool merch.
more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Why not change to Camels for the next 30 days? And
That's a dame right there. That
I
is
know,
a, that
I know,
is-
right? Look at her. Yeah.
That's a straight up dame.
see what a difference it makes in your smoking enjoyment. See how Camels
You look like
agree with
her.
your
I mean,
throat.
that'll be great.
See how mild.
I like this look. I don't know. Can it come back where girls dress very classy and very very?
She's very pretty.
Yeah.
I agree.
so
wow.
clean, so put together.
Yeah.
But she's smoking. But at least the
She's
rest.
smoking, though.
The rest is.
Literally.
and good tasting a cigarette can be.
Wow.
Yummy. That was my favorite one so far.
Yeah, mine too.
So, okay, now we're moving it. I thought these were Converse. They look like Converse.
They do a little bit.
But this is okay. Let's check this out.
Hi, kids.
Hi,
Kids, let's all sing the Kids song. If you want shoes with lots of pep, get Kids, Kids, Kids. For bounce and zoom in every step, get Kids, Kids, Kids. You'll be a champion with style.
Interesting.
Wow.
I must.
Quite the jingle here.
The audio is excellent. You know, we watched some other commercials and they only had mono. They put some money
this is
into
really
this.
something.
Ball a half a mile. They're tough, they last a long, long while. Kids, kids, kids. There's a pair of smart youngsters. Hi, kids.
Hi, kiddo.
Say, why do you kids wear kids?
So I can run faster and jump farther.
Is that where that came from? That people think
Yeah,
they
I
run
guess so.
faster in shoes? Because I heard
Yeah.
that. I
You're
mean,
right.
if you do have a new pair of shoes, you probably are going to run faster because the rocks won't hurt. I agree with that.
Right. Yeah.
I
yeah.
agree. Got an old pair of sneaks, they probably don't run as fast.
I like here too. They
Right.
combine the animation with the real life.
Yeah,
footage here.
good
Yeah.
call. This is probably some of the earliest animation work
Yeah.
at the time.
Always look for the label big and blue. Kids, kids,
Okay.
kids. That spells out U.S. Kids for you. Kids, kids, kids. Those shockproof arches sure are neat.
I noticed a bit of an imperfection that when they made it, probably they just let it slide. The shoe of champions isn't on the shoe. It's a type font that they put on top because you can see the T isn't
Oh, you're
on the
right.
shoe.
Yeah, you're right. Look
Minor
at
thing, but it's clever the way they kind of made it look like it was on the
that. That's
shoe.
pretty neat, though. Yeah.
You know?
Good catch, man.
Those shockproof arches sure are neat. The right support for growing feet. So be a champion athlete. Kids, kids, kids. Product of United States Rubber.
Oh yeah, rubber. Okay, I have a little
rubber.
thing.
Wow.
Okay,
Kids.
so that was an excellent commercial. That was a very well made commercial. So I'll just briefly say this. So I'm always learning stuff, right? So a lot of those uncontacted tribes that are in Africa and like different like islands and all like that.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of countries that were going around and finding rubber trees, and it was a big business. And they would go in and just destroy whatever local people there were, and like make them work for them, show them where the trees were. There's a lot of
right.
black market behind rubber, and probably
Rubber.
U.S. rubber is basically like blood diamonds. It was a whole big blood market just to get the rubber.
Yeah.
And it's funny how if you see this commercial, you think everything's beautiful with the world and it's all hunky-dory. But yeah, blood rubber, blood diamonds, very similar concept.
Right. Right.
And that's the one guy I saw who actually is in the Amazon today currently. Those uncontacted tribes remember, and it was passed down how cruelly and how they were treated by the English and all these different people, that they murder any human on sight because they never want to have that happen to them again.
Oh, yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of them, not all of them. They remember from word of mouth how vicious they were to them just to get the rubber. So just figured I'd add that. It's always funny when you add real world context to
Something to think about when you're wearing your pair of
yeah,
sneakers.
and you see the commercial and you think like you're in heaven, like this. You're in
You're right.
the beautiful place, and nothing about this shoe was even It's all monetary.
Right?
It's all sort of a product that others have to suffer to create. You would never think it, but it is true. All right, get out of here. All right. Kind of lost track there a little bit. So I guess we will wrap that up. There's more, but I think we're going to wrap it up on, let me get some music up in here. So what did you think of all of that?
I really liked the 40s ads. It's fun, as you pointed out earlier. Some of them, pure talk, no music, which I thought was interesting, no jingles. You get the Keds ad was all a jingle.
All basically. A jingle, yeah.
And then, of course, my absolute favorite, though, is the Camel cigarette ad, since all doctors, or most doctors, throughout the U.S. smoke Camels. So there you go.
Yep. Put on some B-roll here. Yeah, this was the best that was one by far.
Yeah. So
what do you ask your doctor? You ask him, what do you smoke?
Yeah.
Here it is.
What cigarette do you smoke?
What cigarette
doctor?
do you smoke, doctor? Cigarettes. Wow. Don't worry, smoking's great for you.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
And I'm pretty sure at the time, tobacco companies were paying doctors to say these words.
Oh yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Again, I feel like we're just
man, unbelievable.
We are being bamboozled in so many different ways.
Oh God, it's true. You're so right, man.
Yep.
And like even 30, 40, maybe even 20 years from now, or fewer, our future will look back and be like, how could we have thought that was good?
I know for certain a lot of this woke advertisement that I've seen for the past 5 or 6 years, you're definitely going to notice that it was around, because they just took the formula and just really got so bizarre. It got so stretched out so broadly,
Yeah. You could tell when someone's trying to push something just a little too much, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think we all have a tolerance for some, going to push a little bit of an agenda, any agenda, right? Cigarettes even. But when it just goes a little too far, it's like, maybe not.
For me, it's very noticeable how drastic the difference is. And it'll be interesting for people 30 years from now to just see that, because it'll be like connected to Trump and Biden, and there's so much like footage, there's so much to see for future generations, to observe and compare. But that was dope. Thank you for doing that with me. I really enjoyed that one.
Thank you, man.
All right. And with that,